Senator Marsha Blackburn, Republican from Tennessee. Senator, it's always a pleasure to have you. Before we walk through the specifics of your bill, let me just first get your thoughts on the violent protests and riots in Los Angeles and the president's decision to send in the National Guard and the Marines. Right move?
It is the right move. What we have to keep in mind is you've got big blue city mayors like Karen Bass and governors like Gavin Newsom who are putting the rights and protection of criminal illegal aliens before the rights and protection of law-abiding citizens. And sending in support for the police is the right the right thing to do at the right time.
And let me just ask you the exact same question I asked Republican Congressman Vince Fong last hour from California. The Republican Party is the party of states' rights, the party that wants to limit the scope and reach of the federal government, the don't tread on me party. Does federalizing the National Guard and sending the military in to quell these protests square with the image of your party, ma'am?
And what has happened is these protests have become violent. Property is being destroyed. I understand that the troops that went in were there to protect federal buildings. And it is appropriate that these protests that have turned violent return to a posture of a peaceful protest, which is a free speech issue and is protected. But there was nothing peaceful about how these protests ended up over the weekend.
Moving on to this bill that I brought up at the very beginning of the segment, the White House is throwing its support behind your legislation called the Remove Act. Walk us through how that works exactly. How would it change the process for deportations, and what problems do you see it solving?
Yes, and what it would do is to expedite this removal process. Right now, DHS has a 90-day window to carry out the removal of the criminal illegal aliens. As we know, many of these that are being apprehended have already had convictions. They are individuals that need to be returned to their countries. Many are gang members, some even Agua, MS-13, which we have cited as foreign terrorist organizations. And Markie, what it does is move that window to 15 days. This is something that is supported, as you said, by the White House. It's supported by law enforcement because expediting this removal goes ahead and allows your local law enforcement to turn these to ICE and for them to get them out of the country and out of these communities where many of these gangs have kind of set up shop. And then you have the crime that has escalated in communities. You have drug traffickers, sex traffickers, and people want them removed from their neighborhoods and communities.
Well, please keep us updated as to the progress of this legislation. I have about 40 other questions I'd like to ask you, but I understand you have a hard out. 20 past the hour, so I'll honor that request. Senator Marsha Blackburn, as always, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Take care.
See you next time.